Hey guys, Cook Films here, and today I want to run through my 2017 Oscar predictions. I'm basically going to go through six major categories, which include Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Director, and Best Picture, and just tell you guys who I think will be nominated in each category. The actual Oscars are still a couple months away, so these are very early predictions, but if I had to say right now, these are the choices I would make. And also, I'm going to tell you who I think could be nominated if none of the people I choose get nominated. So let's get started. So first up is Best Supporting Actor, and I think the nominees will be Mahershala Ali, Moonlight; Lucas Hedges, Manchester by the Sea; Jeff Bridges, Hell or High Water; Dev Patel, Lion; and Liam Neeson, Silence. Now, one thing that's pretty interesting about this category is that there's really no clear frontrunner. If I were to peg a winner out of the five I just named right now, I would probably say it would be Mahershala Ali for Moonlight, just because there's so much buzz surrounding that movie and his performance. But then again, we haven't seen Silence yet. It's one of the few awards movies that we've seen no trailer, no poster, only a few images of. So if Liam Neeson ends up being a highlight of this movie, which he very well could be, then he has a legitimate chance of not only getting his first nomination since Schindler's List, which was '94, the Oscars, and the movie came out in '93, but also he can maybe get his first win ever. Now, if one or more of these people don't get nominated, I would say the backups for this category include Michael Shannon for Nocturnal Animals, Hugh Grant for Florence Foster Jenkins, or even Aaron Eckhart for Sully. But really, this category could go in a bunch of different directions. It's one of the more interesting ones of the Oscars this year. Next up is Best Supporting Actress, and I think the nominees will be Michelle Williams, Manchester by the Sea; Viola Davis, Fences; Naomi Harris, Moonlight; Aja Naomi King, The Birth of a Nation; and Felicity Jones, A Monster Calls. So, a fun fact about my category, if my predictions do come true, that means there's going to be more people of color nominated in this category than any acting category in the Oscars for the past 2 years combined, which is a pretty drastic change. I think the Academy is going to have a really big response to the Oscar so white controversies of the past 2 years. But moving on, if I had to say out of these five women who I think could actually walk away with the statue, I'd say it's between Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea and Viola Davis for Fences. Viola Davis especially, she didn't win for The Help, even though a lot of people thought she would, so she's kind of overdue. And people who have seen Fences, which isn't many people because it hasn't been released yet. Everybody is raving about her performance. They say she's a clear standout of the cast, even though the cast is amazing, and that she could definitely win the Oscar this year. Even maybe in the Best Actress category. She's been entered in Best Supporting Actress, but the role could prove to be more substantial, and she could even possibly make it into the Best Actress category. It's rare that a person is nominated in a category that goes against what the studio is pushing for, but it could happen. And Michelle Williams, I've seen Manchester by the Sea. I really enjoyed her performance in it. She surprisingly doesn't have too many scenes in the movie, but when she's on screen, she's great. There's one or two scenes in particular that you watch her and you're just like, that's a definition of what people who vote for the Oscars are looking for. But if some of these people don't get nominated, I believe that Greta Gerwig for 20th Century Women has a chance, as well as Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures and Nicole Kidman for Lion. Moving on to Best Actor, I think the nominees will be Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea; Denzel Washington, Fences; Joel Edgerton, Loving; Ryan Gosling, La La Land; and Tom Hanks, Sully. Of these five contenders, I'd say that Casey Affleck probably has the best chance of winning, followed closely by Denzel Washington for Fences. Like I've said, I've seen Manchester by the Sea. Casey Affleck is phenomenal in it. It's unlike anything we've seen from him as an actor before. And ever since Manchester by the Sea first premiered, there's been so much buzz and hype surrounding his performance. So I think he's definitely looking good for getting an Oscar. And Denzel Washington, like I said, there was this screening of Fences recently, the first one, and everybody was raving about the performances. Most of it aimed towards Viola Davis, but of course Denzel is great in it as well. And if not all of these five actors get nominated, I think that Andrew Garfield for either Hacksaw Ridge or Silence has a really good chance, as well as Brad Pitt for Allied. Now we have Best Actress, and I think the nominees will be Amy Adams, Arrival; Ruth Negga, Loving; Emma Stone, La La Land; Annette Bening, 20th Century Women; and lastly, Natalie Portman for Jackie. So this category will most likely be a race between Natalie Portman for Jackie and Emma Stone for La La Land. I'd have to give the slight edge to Natalie Portman for Jackie, since obviously, as we know, the Academy loves historical stuff and great historical performances, and that movie has Natalie Portman playing Jackie O. So it should be another win for her. But Emma Stone has been getting so much positive praise for La La Land that I wouldn't be surprised if she won too. And lastly, two other contenders in this category include Jessica Chastain for Miss Sloane and Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. Up next is Best Director, and my nominees are Damien Chazelle, La La Land, Clint Eastwood, Sully, Barry Jenkins, Moonlight, Kenneth Lonergan, Manchester by the Sea, and Martin Scorsese, Silence. So this is definitely one of the more stacked categories. I'm going to go through my contenders and people who could be nominated if these five aren't in a bit. But starting off with Martin Scorsese for Silence, he's definitely a wild card since we haven't seen Silence yet. But I think it's going to still earn him a nomination for Best Director because Silence is being described as a 3-hour-long epic that kind of just is unlike anything Scorsese has done before. So it's going to be something really appealing to people looking for something different from him. But if I were to name a winner right now, I'd say with a great degree of confidence that it's going to be Damien Chazelle for La La Land. Everything I've heard about this movie suggests that he did an amazing job with it. People say it's so well directed, that it's beautiful to look at, that it's kind of a throwback to movies that aren't really made anymore. We don't see too many mainstream musicals, especially original musicals not based on anything else. And there are a lot of alternatives in this category, ranging from Jeff Nichols for Loving to Pablo Larraín for Jackie, to even Denzel for Fences, including Garth Davis for Lion, and Ben Affleck for Live by Night, another movie we haven't seen yet. Ben Affleck has a pretty spotless track record, so I'd assume that this movie is going to be as good as his others, and if it is, then he definitely has a chance as well. Lastly is Best Picture, and I think the nominees will be Arrival, Jackie, La La Land, Loving, Manchester by the Sea, Moonlight, and Silence. If I had to say, I'd say La La Land is most likely going to win this category. Manchester by the Sea also has a definite chance, as well as Moonlight and Jackie, and pretty much any movie that I've named here. But I think La La Land is just it's really going to connect with Academy members and just audience members across the nation, for that matter. So a lot of the alternatives in this category include a lot of movies that you've probably heard come up a lot throughout this video, including 20th Century Women, Fences, Live by Night, and Hacksaw Ridge. So those are my 2017 Oscar predictions. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a better understanding of the Oscar race this year. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe below for more movie-related videos or just wacky, funny videos, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, guys.